A HAZMAT team was seen at Donald Trump Jr.'s home in Florida tonight after an envelope was reportedly sent with an unknown white powder inside. Pretty scary. Also, as we wait to hear about that, coincidentally, a HAZMAT team was at the White House for Hunter Biden, who they also say is in possession of a suspicious white powder. Back to you, Benny.
What's up, guys? The boy Benny. What is the biggest psyop lie that you have been told by your federal government over the past couple of years? Man, it's a tough question. There's been COVID, there's been the 2020 election, but I would argue that the greatest, overall, most damaging lie to the literal lives that it has taken has been the lie that the right is the party of extremism and violence, wherein the left is actually the ones who agitate and operate through extremism and violence. See BLM riots of 2020. See the fact that the left stormed the White House in such a violent way that 400 different police officers and Secret Service officers had to be taken to the hospital, and Donald Trump had to be taken down into a safe room because they were going to breach the White House. That's an actual insurrection, and they've continued these tactics. They've cost Americans their lives, and it has wrought some horrible realities for the people who wish to legally obtain power in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, you won't hear much about this because violence is sanctioned on the left. You don't hear much about violent leftists at all. Like last week, a bunch of leftists desecrated the United States Constitution. Blip, nothing, not a word. A day ago, a woman was out jogging. She's a nursing student in Georgia, and she was killed by a criminal alien that was released multiple times, a violent felon that was released multiple times from Venezuela by Democrats. Nothing. Zippo. Zip. Nothing. If it gets them power, if it gets them votes, then you hear nothing about it. So that is why this channel exists, and we are very worried about our friend Don Jr., who in a bit of breaking news has had a letter with white powder mailed to his home. Don Jr. actually personally opened the letter, and it contained effectively like a suicide note about his family. Horrifying stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's unpack it. HAZMAT unit rushes to Don Jr.'s Florida home after a letter containing white powder and death threats, as furious ex-president's son said that this wouldn't be tolerated if I were a Democrat. That's exactly correct. Violence is not only encouraged, but it is canonized, right? Like, nobody went to jail for the BLM riots. Nobody went to jail. Those BLM riots cost the lives of dozens of black people in America. But nothing. Amazing. And you wonder why it continues. Well, here we are. This, ladies and gentlemen, a letter containing white powder, death threat mailed to Florida home of Don Jr. and Kimberly Guilford, 46 years old, shared his outrage on the threats and said if it had happened to a prominent Democrat, then it would not have been tolerated. He is completely dead on correct there from 1,000 yards. The test results, the substance came up to be inconclusive. Officials on the scene do not believe that it is deadly. Oh, well, oh, man. Okay, well, that's really comforting. Cold comfort. A letter containing white powder and a death threat was mailed to the Florida home of Don Jr. HAZMAT crews rushed into the house. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the house, publicly available information. It's become too commonplace. This sort of stuff happens, he told the Daily Caller. Clearly, this happened to a prominent Democrat. It wouldn't be tolerated. It'd drive the news cycle for weeks. Have you heard anything about it? The media would blame all Republicans and force them to answer for it. But since it's me, radical haters on the left will largely get a free pass, and the media will barely flinch. He said the incident was a sign of the left's hatred of his father and driving people to do such crazy things. That's true. They have been psychologically broken. The left is effectively like a psychological broken cult. Don Jr. was sent this letter containing white powder. The left is doing what the regime propagandist, the Biden regime, is telling them to do. Let's read the letter in part. Again, how many lives will be ruined before the psychopath Donald Trump is silenced? Lee Harvey Oswald's grandson must complete his contract. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Mr. CIA operative who killed John F. Kennedy. Like Father Don Jr. continues to shack up with his California. Not going to read that. Newsom is laughing his ass off. Jared, Ivanka, Barron have been silenced. Okay, so real lunatic stuff. I really hope that they drag this person. I'm not going to read into that any longer. I'm not going to drag. I'm going to drag. I hope they drag that guy into Guantanamo Bay. Whoever sent the letter. We'll see. We'll see. Here are the exclusive photos from the Daily Caller of the HAZMAT unit entering the Don Jr. residence. Don Jr. has like 5 kids. Imagine if your kids saw this happening to their house. This is the photo, ladies and gentlemen, of the HAZMAT units coming in and taking the letter and testing the white powder. Former President Donald Trump's son, Don Jr., unexpected surprise on Monday after he sent a letter containing the white powder, a note, death threat, causing HAZMAT unit to rush into his home. This is just too commonplace. So there you go. This was even sent to Donald Trump's teen son, Barron Trump, who is a teenager. This was addressed to Barron Trump. This is what the HAZMAT unit looked like, full photo. Again, this is where Don Jr.'s children live. Don Jr. has 5 children, ranging in age, but they are quite young. So, what to make of it? Well, I mean, obviously, this is a scourge. Left-wing violence is the greatest threat to the country right now, domestically, without question. It is ravaging and destroying American cities. It is breaking the brains of regular Americans. These people have had their brains snapped in half. A Chicago woman was arrested for threatening to kill Trump and his son. She showed up at Barron Trump's school. At his school. You never see this kind of stuff on the right. You would never see this kind of stuff on the right. Okay? You never see it. They put the grannies who had the doors open for them on January 6th, wandering through the Capitol with little 25-cent American flags from Walgreens. They're spending life in prison. The obsession and the fetishization of that imagery, ladies and gentlemen, stories like this just disappear. Donald Trump has been a top name on multiple people who have been arrested, sociopaths, psychopaths, potential shooters. This lady showed up again at Barron Trump's school, this Chicago teacher. Isn't that amazing? She's in charge of the education of your children, and she's writing, "I will shoot Donald Trump and Barron Trump straight in the face if any opportunity I get." She emailed that to the headmaster of the Palm Beach school, according to a criminal complaint. "I am going to slam a bullet in Barron Trump," she said, "head with his father in self-defense," she said. This woman worked for the Chicago school system. She was a teacher. Amazing. Secret Service had to arrest her. Of course, the Secret Service had to arrest her, not the FBI. Not Joe Biden's Department of Justice, of course. So this is, I mean, like a very terrifying and scary time. I can only look at this kind of news from a spiritual perspective, and to say that as these demons are exercised across the country, they're going to get bolder, they're going to get angrier as they see power potentially slipping away, because power is all they lust after. It is the sole motivator for these people. They'll use anything and do anything, destroy anyone to get it. They are proper Bolsheviks, proper godless, atheistic, demonic people. Keep your head on a swivel and pray. Horrifying stuff. We did check in with Don Jr. this morning, and he is okay, and his family is okay, and we will obviously keep praying, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's all you can do in these situations. And hope, ladies and gentlemen, for a reformation. Hope for a revival. There's always been evil people, but hot damn, are we in a time of like heightened spiritual sense of things? Don't you feel that? Yeah. Again, keep yours and your family safe, and vote for peace and security in our time. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See you.